Welcome to another style study video. I am Matt, and in this session we are taking a look at a style 4A Munich Helles. But before we get into that and how much I love this entire category, let me give my usual disclaimer and say that I do not represent the BJCP in any way, shape, or form. The BJCP does not endorse this video or the series of videos. This series is the documentation, the recording, the exploration of my journey to hopefully becoming a BJCP certified beer judge and learning the styles that go into making that possible. It seems to either get shorter or longer every video. I'm not sure. Anyway, Munich Helles. I already said it. I'm going to say it again. This is, I tend to find a beer in almost every style that I like, but the next few that we're doing here, this was my gateway beer into the world of brewing beer and judging beer, and I'm kind of excited to get to these and highlight them here in these videos. So let's get to the details. So overall impression for 4A Munich Helles: a clean, malty, gold-colored German lager with a smooth, grainy, sweet, malty flavor and a soft, dry finish. Subtle, spicy, floral or herbal hops and a restrained bitterness help keep the balance malty but not sweet, which helps make the beer a refreshing everyday drink. Moving on to the vital statistics, we've got an SRM range of 3 to 5, IBUs range from 16 to 22, the original gravity goes from 1.044 to 1.048, and the final gravity goes to 1.006 to 1.012, giving us an ABV range of 4.7 to 5.4%. I looked up and realized I didn't read that last number. All right, on to the characteristics that we're going to fill out a score sheet against this style. Against, that sounds so adversarial, but I think you know what I mean. Aroma: moderate, grainy, sweet malt aroma. Low to moderately low sweet floral or herbal hop aroma. While a clean aroma is most desirable, a very low background note of DMS is not a fault. Pleasant, clean fermentation profile with malt dominating the balance. The freshest examples will have more of a malty sweet aroma. Going on to appearance: medium yellow to pale gold, clear, persistent, creamy white head. All right, short and sweet on that one. Flavor: not so short, but probably just as sweet. Moderate malty start with the suggestion of sweetness. Moderate grain sweet malt flavor with a soft rounded palate impression supported by a low to medium low hop bitterness. The finish is soft and dry, not crisp and biting. Low to moderately low spice floral or herbal hop flavor. The malt dominates the hop in the palate, finish, and aftertaste, but the hops should be noticeable. There should not be any residual sweetness, simply the impression of maltiness with a restrained bitterness. Very fresh examples will seem sweeter due to the fresh, rich, malty character that can fade away with time. Clean fermentation profile. And finally on the mouthfeel: medium body, medium carbonation, smooth, well-lagered character. And there is also some history, some characteristic ingredients. You can look those up at the BJCP.org website for all the details in this entire listing. Commercial examples. This was, I wasn't as spoiled for choices I thought I'd be, but I had more choices than I expected. And I did go with one that if I've had, I don't have a clear recollection of, so I thought that would be a fair one to learn the style and fill out a score sheet with. But here's what was available, or here's what's listed as commercial examples. Augustiner Lagerbier Hell, Morgenbrau Walsh Naturel, Lowenbrau Original, Pauliner Premium Lager, Spaten Premium Lager, and Wasserheiner Original. And I did find a couple of those, but again, just said I went with one that if I've had, I don't recall having any time recently. So here it is. Here's the Spaten Premium Lager. I'm very excited to try this. So let's try this. I have, if you're new to the series, all the highlights you just saw on the screen I have in front of me here for the initial tasting. I will then fill out a score sheet, but you won't have to sit and watch me do that. I will pause the video when I get to that point and come back and tell you what I wrote. And to start off with, let's go through that highlight sheet on an initial pour, see how many of those kind of highlight characteristics we find right away. So Aroma, moderate malt, low to moderately low hop, clean fermentation. Immediately get hit with that lager-like malt, the Pilsner or Pilsen malt for sure. Yeah, the little hops I can get out of there, and then that clean fermentation, that very distinct lager yeast character is definitely present there. Appearance, medium yellow to pale gold, clear, definitely clear, even if I did a pretty poor job of wiping away the condensation. That is just about crystal clear. Medium yellow to pale gold. Yep, pale gold is a good descriptor there. Creamy white head, it was when I poured it. I'll pour it more aggressively for my score sheet. Flavor, I'm looking for moderately malty, low to medium low hop bitterness, and malt dominant on palate and finish. Definitely, it is more malty than anything, but not as malty as the aroma let on, actually. It's actually quite light compared to the aroma. Probably a little bit of bitterness if I hold it in my mouth a little longer and really concentrate on the aftertaste, which I'll get to in the scoring. Malt dominant, absolutely. I mean, there's no question about that. Body, medium body. Actually, I think from the descriptor I just gave you, it's closer to a light. Medium carbonation, definitely smooth, absolutely. So let me pause these devices that's recording all this, and I'll fill out my score sheet. And I'll be back and tell you what I found. All right, we're back. And before I get to the score sheet, I did want to mention something I meant to mention in the first half of this recording after I read off the commercial examples. Apologies to anyone who not only is German your native tongue, but you've taken the time to learn German and pronounce it correctly. I did try. I did when the camera wasn't rolling. I rehearsed it, and it came out better than it came out on camera. But there's something about when that camera is going that just puts another spotlight on that, and I just could not, as you heard, get those names out, and I apologize. And hopefully now that I know it's a different beast when the camera's on, I'll do better. But I if anyone was offended or really did not like my pronunciations, I did not mean to do that. I tried and I failed. And that's probably not the first time that's going to happen. But apologies for that. I meant to say that, but I got so flustered at myself, I just went on to rating the beer, which let's get to. That's the point of the second half of this video. And starting with the usual information, Category 4, Subcategory A, entry Spaten Premium Lager, which if it's in camera, let's get the label out there. And subcategory is spelled out, Munich Helles, bottle inspection check. It was a proper fill, it was a branded cap, and there was a good hiss on open. So, starting with aroma, sweet malty aroma with a hint of cracker to bread crust background note, very faint floral hop characters, recognizable clean lager ester characteristics, candy-like sweetness on swirl. And if I had the chance to go back, or if I'd taken the time to go back, I would have written hard candy, like that distinct base hard candy smell, that sweet, like pure sugar smell was what I meant to express there. And score is 11 out of 12. Appearance, pale gold in color, very clear, almost crystal clear. Medium billowy head on pour that dissipates quickly to a persistent tight collar with a light wash of tiny bubbles across the top. And that's a 2 out of 3. Flavor, sweet base malt forward with barely perceptible sweet raw corn flavor. Low to really no hop bitter to, wait, was it? Low to nearly, okay, I have to work on my handwriting again. This is the third time I think I stopped in this to read what I said. Low to nearly no hop bitterness, most of which found on the finish and lingered in the aftertaste. Balanced list to the malty side of the beer. Very clean, pleasant lager yeast characters, and that's a 19 out of 20 on flavor. Mouthfeel, light to medium bodied, medium carbonation, no carbonic bite interfering with the taste. No direct creaminess as expected for the style, just a touch of alcohol warming over the tongue, and that's a 4 out of 5. And finally, overall impression, a wonderful example of the style, great to drink, and a beer I'd be more than happy to enjoy. Again, well made with no process flaws found. Excellent beer, and that's a 10 out of 10. And if you add that all up, that is a total of 46 out of 50, which is outstanding. I had nothing on the side here, and I don't always mention this box, but I will this time. I gave it a classic example of flawless and a wonderful for those three categories, or those descriptors at the bottom. So that's, again, this is not a beer I recall having, and if I have had, it's been so long that I don't recall it. It was very good. I'm happy with some of my descriptors here. I'm less happy with some, like the candy one. I should have put hard candy, but I think this is an improvement from a couple in the past, so that's always a good thing. I'm going to do one more without the aid of some kind of descriptor sheet or some kind of learning tool to just get in the rhythm of getting those words to pop into my head better, but I'm going to need to go back and bring those tools back in to help improve that. So, all right, that is it for this session and for this video. The next one will feature category 4B Fest beer. Another one I'm looking forward to reviewing, and another one I grabbed a sample of, one that I have not tried before, though I am very familiar with the style, so much to the point that I've unsuccessfully made one because I know what I want out of one and I've not gotten it, and I've never entered it in a competition. I have drank it, I have shared it, but not right. So we'll see what a real BJCP recommended style compares to what I think it should be in the next video. And that ending, that wrap up, was much longer than it should have been, except for me saying thank you for watching. I'll be back with another study style session very soon.